Over this whole scene, we're gonna show the world that we're unstoppable, and we were pumped. And we got up there on stage, and we just choked. I mean, it was pretty bad, to be honest.
And that was our first real show there, and I got in a big argument with one of the guys there, you know, that just thought we sucked.
One of the booking agents at that place, he didn't seem to like us very much.
You know, we were the opening band, and he just thought we were, you know, cocky, being jerks. And so I got us banned there. I wasn't going to sit there and be like, oh, it's cool, please let us play again.
We were like, you know, this is bullshit. You know, this is our only chance to get out and keep kind of toying with us. And it took us about 2.5 years to get back in Chain Reaction. And at this point, we'd toured around the country a few times, and we'd gotten bigger. So we were like, all right, let bygones be bygones. We'd really love to play in Orange County again. So we played, and I think the show sold out. I think we might have been headlining, and it was just awesome. And we started this whole thing. We're like, you know, when did this happen? When did all these kids come out to see us? And we played again, and it was like kids were showing up that have like Avenged Sevenfold tattoos, and it was unbelievable. Just like we came, you know, went around the country, and we came back to Orange County, and it was like all these people knew who we were now, and we're selling out shows, and it was just like the weirdest, most awesome feeling. It was pretty unbelievable. You know, we actually had these real fans that weren't people that we'd grown up with. It wasn't just our friends at the concert anymore. We were kind of starting this kind of a ruckus. You know, people were like, you know, fuck that band. Those guys aren't hardcore. Those guys aren't this. And then you had the other people that were like, this is awesome. You know, they're doing something different.
Chain Reaction was a venue, like, at our level at the time, that was a big place to play for us. Now, like, all I can think about Chain Reaction is that it's fucking 300 degrees in there, and it's hell to play in there.
We were completely unsigned, and we had 3 songs, and we were really stoked on them. We were like, oh, we got to record these things. These are big. These are gonna be great songs. We got a bunch of money together. I mean, it wasn't that much money, but it was like, you know, a few grand. Like, now that I think about it, at the time I thought it was so much more money because it was like, oh, dude, we got $3,000 for this demo. And we recorded these 3 songs for our demo. That did absolutely nothing for us. No one cared. It sucked. So we wrote 2 new songs, which is We Come Out at Night and Lips of Deceit. That started getting a couple of people looking at us.
We started sending it out to every single label that, you know, we could either find on the internet or we'd seen on a 7-inch of another band that we liked. So we were mailing these out every day.
Good Life Records from Belgium called us. They said they wanted to sign us, and it was like the greatest day of our lives.
We were just so amped on getting signed to a label that we didn't look at it in detail at all. We just kind of went for it.
It was like a 1-page contract.
I signed my friend Kai Peterson's name instead of my own.
I mean, we didn't know how the music industry worked. We didn't really care, to be honest. We just wanted to put out a CD.
So we get the contracts, and they're like, we'll give you $2,000 to record a full length.
We ended up paying for it out of our own money, for the most part.
So we did that record. We had Send in Seventh Trumpet, and we started just going on tour doing that. And then Hopeless Records came along, because we had a fan base in Orange County, and they signed us and bought Send in Seventh Trumpet from Good Life.
And they helped us get on tours like Warped Tour and stuff, and just, you know, give us a big push.
So we did our record, Waking the Fallen, and then we had a nice fan base, you know, throughout the whole country. Then when Warner Brothers came along, a bunch of major labels came along, but we decided to go with Warner Brothers.
And Warner Brothers absolutely rules. They're They're the best, and they give us the most freedom.
I just remember the first time we decided that we were going to go with them, and we all had champagne in the San Diego Warped Tour. We were just going crazy, so went back to our van, which is funny at the time. You know, now we're riding in buses, and that time, going through all the times when you're in a van and switching to the bus as soon as you have actual money from Warner Brothers.
And the award for best bare ass in a music video is M Shadows.
Let's see those healthy roads.
Don't want to embarrass anybody.
We toured for years without making a cent. We were taking separate cars pretty much to drive these tour days that we were playing in front of literally no one. And I mean, we'd drive out to Texas and the show would be canceled, and I mean, it was pretty much a nightmare, but at the same time, it was really fun.
I can remember when we were touring at the beginning of my touring part with them. We had the old van called the Road Dog.
Originally, I just started touring with Avenged. It was just me and them, me and the band, and I was doing merch and tour managing, which is kind of ridiculous.
I don't know if everybody knows this, but Val sang on the first record.
I used to sing on stage with the guys. Or I wouldn't say sing, I used to scream.
You would never recognize her. She has this really Satan demon girly voice.
I'd leave the merch booth, get someone to watch it, and I'd jump up on stage and do my little 2-second part.
And when Val hit the stage, like, every chick in the place started going nuts. And people, I remember fans and people couldn't believe it, like, holy crap, that's a fucking girl singing?
Living in a van, those were great days, you know? We had the Berries in there, we had Val in there, we had all of us, and we'd cuddle up to each other. You never get so close to 8 dudes until you have to go in a van with them, and at first you're just all trying to stay away from each other, not touch each other, and you're like, fuck it, we're here, so we might as well just fucking be comfortable and just lay on top of each other pretty much, you know?
You don't really get any sleep in a rocking van all over the place because you're speeding to get to the next show.
And then the sun would come up, and then everyone's passed out because they've been drunk all night, and then you're just dying in the heat, and it smells like crap, and you just wake up, you're like, oh man, you gotta drive, you know, and it's just 100 degrees in there.
It smelled, it was bad, and a lot of us got sick.
Like, I remember getting pulled over and a cop opening the door just to check for drugs or check for that kind of shit.
Everyone was passed out and no one moved, and the cop comes up and opens the side doors, and we're all lying there, and all he said was, oh my God.
That's so not safe if you get in a fender bender, you know, someone could die or break a leg.
Like, you've never seen anything like it. That's what you have to do, you know, we didn't have any money, and
Amazing that at those times you could actually get girls to come back. It's not like, come back to my bus, that sounds cool, come back to my van.
I mean, there's hotels that you could get across the country for $19 a night. We had like $1 a day food budget, which was actually putting us in debt. And when you don't have $19, it's kind of, you know, we're digging ourselves a hole. And when you are in the hotel that costs $19, there's all sorts of crazy shit you wouldn't even believe. I was definitely probably weighed $150 and starving. I remember when I first came home after being on the road for like 6 months, my parents couldn't believe how green I was.
Where are we at?
Advanced Rehearsal Studios in Hollywood. What is a fucking Guns N' Roses pinball machine? Because they play here, kind of.
When we needed to do a record, we had our wonderful manager, Larry. He's like, well, you guys got to do a record with someone that, you know, knows how to make a real record. And we're just like, we just had sounded some trumpet. We're like, oh, I don't know, who we can get, you know? He's like, well, I know a couple people. So he made some calls, and we got a meeting with Mud Rock.
Mud Rock is a dead man. I'm gonna kill him.
When they brought me Sound in the Seventh Trumpet, I was in a studio in North Hollywood mixing a Christian rock band. And these guys showed up and played me this stuff.
We were looking for different producers for Waking the Fallen, and Mudrock and Fred were the 2 guys that would just give it their all.
There's the man behind the computer.
It's the best thing ever.
Sexy Fred's what we call him.
I remember listening to Second Heartbeat, and that was the song I was like, wow, this is really cool. You know, I think, yeah, I would love to be a part of this.
He'd heard the Sounding of the Southern Trumpet album, and the first thing he pretty much said was, you know, it's really sloppy.
Some of the spots really kind of made me laugh out loud in that they were doing something really unusual.
I'm the one take your fucking master.
Because of that, I felt like I really had to do it, even though they didn't have any money.
You know, if you guys can't play to a click, then I'm not going to do your record. Okay, we'll learn how to play to a click.
So with our budget, Fred and Mudrock, we're going to do the best, you know, utilize the funds.
We went in to do Waking the Fallen. You know, we did pre-production with Fred.
But they came in like really eager, you know, like that rare opportunity that a band just is like totally eager to make a record. They